Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind. We are currently in Vivek City looking for an Argonian named Hulia, who is a Morag Tongue assassin and who can probably give us some information about the Nerevarine cult, or maybe the 6th house. And we also have another quest here, which is we should be looking into the murders of 2 ordinators and a couple of foreigners. And I believe that some of the murders took place in the Arena Canton. Let me check. So some of the murders took place in the Foreign Quarter, some in the Lalu compound, and one in the arena. So let's go into the Arena Canton and ask around. Maybe someone knows something about this. Hello.
What is it, citizen?
What can you tell me about the arena? The arena compound lies between the Redrun compound on the west and the Telwani compound on the east. The arena is the site of public entertainments and combat sports. The comfortable domed arena has seating for hundreds of spectators. Beneath the arena are dressing and storage rooms for entertainers and training rooms and animal pens for the combat competitors. Okay. Have you heard anything about this woman with a dagger? A Dunmer woman in a skirt and a netch leather armor with a dagger? No, I haven't seen anything like that. Okay. What can you tell me about any rumors you may have heard? Yeah, we are actually looking into that. We just asked you about it. Okay, anything else you could tell me? Okay. Let me ask someone else, maybe. Maybe this guy has heard anything.
So what's this
heard something. Woman with a dagger. What if I give you this? What about now? No. Okay. Well, let's ask about him. Who are you? I'm Farming Warrior. I assume he is one of the competitors in the arena. Anything you can tell me? Let's see. If you need to earn some money to support yourself while you are here in Vivek, try the Imperial Guilds in the Foreign Quarter. They often have odd jobs for willing adventurers. And ask tradesmen and craftsmen you meet. They often have simple errands that need doing. The pay is small, but the goodwill gained by serving local people and the experience traveling around the city may be worth more than the gold you earn. Okay? Latest rumors. I've been hearing a lot of people with bad dreams seeing bad omens, stuff like that, haven't you? Yes, I have actually. Morrowind lore. Slavery is protected by law in Morrowind. Slavery is illegal throughout the rest of the Empire. But some Dunmer still defend their ancient right to own slaves. In Morrowind, slaves are bound by enchanted slaver bracers. The bracers drain the magicka from the slave, so they can't use magic to escape. Unless you have a key, you can't get the slave bracers off. The Emperor should put a stop to slavery, but the Dunmer claim the right to own slaves is guaranteed by the armistice. I think I may have read this already, and we knew about most of this stuff, but I don't always remember which of the flavor texts we have already read and which are new. Okay. Hello. I am a sleeper, one of thousands. I bring you a message. Dagoth calls you Noriel, and you cannot deny your lord. The sixth house is risen, and Dagoth is its glory. Yeah, we've heard about that. Okay, let's try to go down to the canal works and ask anybody we might meet down here.
Citizen.
How about you? Do you know anything about a woman with a dagger? No. So it looks like our investigations in the arena are mostly fruitless. So let's go ahead and check in the foreign quarter. We should go over there anyway, because the Argonian we are looking for, the one by the name of Lea, is also said to be located in the foreign quarter. So that is the foreign quarter, but we should head down before we can cross the bridge, or maybe we can just go ahead and levitate there. Okay. That was pretty close. We almost fell, but managed to get across anyway. So this is the lower wasteworks. Hello.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Welcome to Vivek Noriel. I'm Sevini Serion. Are you looking for services in the sacred city? Maybe I can help. Okay. Tell me about the foreign quarter. Interesting. I cannot seem to ask about that. Okay, we have heard most of this stuff anyway. What can you tell me about the local services then? Okay, we have also heard that specific place. Yeah, I think I've read all of this stuff already. Okay. So, have you heard about a woman with a dagger? A Dunmer woman in a skirt and match leather armor with a dagger? No, haven't seen anything like that, but I recall someone, maybe one of the sewer cleaners, saying something about seeing a Dunmer woman down in the underworks. Not that odd, actually, though Dunmer are not seen as much in the foreign quarter, but in the underworks, that's odd. Nothing down there but rats and sewers. And sewer cleaners, maybe she was one of the cleaners. But we'll go ahead and look into that anyway. It seems like we have a lead in this area, in this investigation, I should say. And can you tell me about Hulia? Hulia, the Argonian Morag tongue. Not many Argonians in the Morag tongue. I'd look for him at the Black Shaw Corner Club in the lower wasteworks of the foreign quarter. or at Jobasha's books, on the same level of the lower Wakesworks as the Black Shalk Corner Club. Now we'll check the Black Shalk first. So, what can you tell me about the Morag Tongue? The Morag Tongue is an assassin's guild sanctioned by the Empire to provide 3 varieties of execution: public execution, private executions, and house wars executions. Yes, I've already heard about this stuff, so let's not delve any more into that. Anything else you can tell me? Maybe some local concerns? I've heard that Belenandrano over in the Redoran section has had a real tough time lately. He's losing a lot of business. Who is that? He's a trader in the Redoran district of the city. Okay. Little advice. Vivek is huge. It is easy to get lost. But if you observe the law, you can't get into much trouble. My advice is wander freely, learn your way around. See what the craftsmen and tradesmen have to sell. See the sights the pilgrims come to see, the Ministry of Truth, the High Fane, the Palace of Vivek. And while you're here, go take a tour of Ebonheart. Yeah, we have also heard this. Anything else? Morrowind lore, maybe? Imperials worship powerful spirits. Yeah, we have heard that. Okay. So,
I suppose I have a moment. What is it?
latest rumors. Have you heard? 7 victims here in Vivek, all with their throats slit. When it was just a few Outlanders killed, the Ordinators weren't making much of a fuss, but now that they've had 2 of their own people with slit throats, they seem very concerned at the Hall of Justice. I've heard that the Office of the Watch is quietly looking around for some special help. Anything that can kill 2 Ordinators before they can draw their weapons sounds like it will need special help. Yeah. We are actually looking into that. Okay. Let's go ahead and seek out this Black Shalk Corner Club. Maybe that's the one. Is this it? Yes. Yes, it is. Although there's not a Shalk on the banner here, but a scrib. But I assume that's the that's sarcasm or something like that.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Get out of our way, Enwa. We got issues with this filthy lizard here. His kind aren't welcome here. He belongs in the swamp with the rest of them. Okay. He's Lalu, which means
Yes,
that
what do you want?
they are probably Kaminatong people.
Be well, traveler.
Are you Hulia? I welcome you as the friend of my friend Noriel, but I wish to go to my friend's bookstore, and these troublesome fools are in my way. I have tried to persuade them, but they hate my race, and I fear there will be violence. Perhaps if you speak with them, but be careful and be ready. So he is Hulia. I am in the service of the Morag Tongue, a modest thrall in rank, and by vocation and training an agent and executioner. In my private life I am a student of history. There is little else to tell. What can you tell me about the Morag Tongue? I am only a low-ranking member, but paupers and commoners do not suffer from war here as they do in the West. Thanks to the honored traditions of House War and the Morag Tongue, I am an Argonian, yet they treat me with respect. If you are curious, find a copy of the Black Glove. But please, do not mistake us for the Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood is a perversion of ancient Dunmer traditions. They have sold their honor for profit, and are no more than a league of murderers for hire. Okay. I haven't heard about them yet, but they do not sound like the... actually, we have heard of the Dark Brotherhood, since they have a bounty on my head and have been trying to kill me. I have almost forgotten about that. Yeah, they sound like pretty awful people. So, speaking of awful people, what can you tell me about these fools who are bothering you? The sight of a free Argonian offends these racist thugs. It would tarnish my Morak tongue honor to slay them, and I don't want to trouble my friend Saralis Golmis by fighting in his club. But I must go to my friend's bookstore, where we can talk in peace. If you have a way with words, perhaps you can talk to them. Or if you have a way with money, they might be bought. Otherwise, I fear there might be bloodshed. Where do you want to go? My friend Jabasha the Khajiit has a bookstore, Jabasha's Rare Books. If you will agree to travel together with me there, I will answer your questions. But before we go, I beg you to try to persuade these troublesome fools to leave us alone. Otherwise, I fear they will attack us the moment we go to leave. Okay. I will go ahead and talk to them.
Is there something I can do for you?
Yes. I'm trying to... Am I talking to you, Fetcher? No, I'm talking to the filthy lizard. So push off. Blah blah blah. He can stay here forever for all I care. Not my problem. They are stupid, they stink, what do you expect? Nobody likes them, but they're not worth worrying about. So that means we can leave now? I will try again. Okay. I think we can leave. What about you guys? Alright, who gives a damn about the filthy lizard anyway? Get out of here, we won't bother you. Okay, so we didn't actually need to persuade them, they just agreed to let us go anyway. Yes, let's travel together. Will you travel together with me to Jabasha's Rare Books? We leave through the door to the Foreign Quarter Wasteworks, turn right, west, continue down the hall and across the atrium on the same level, then follow the opposite corridor, west on the same side of the atrium, all the way to Jabasha's door. I must warn you, unless these troublesome fools are persuaded to behave like civilized beings, they may be fighting and killing if we try to travel together. Yes, I have actually managed to persuade them. Yes, please follow me to Jabasha's Rare Books. Thank you, Enoriel. I will follow you to Jabasha's Rare Books and we will speak further there. Okay?
3 blessings, Sarah.
Okay, they seem to be fine with this. So, what can you tell me about Jabasha's Rare Books? It's a bookshop with a wide selection of rare and obscure books. My friend Jabasha the Khajiit is the owner. The shop is here in Vivek's Foreign Quarter in the lower Wasteworks, on the same level as the Black Shawl Corner Club, but down at the end of the west corridor. Okay, so it's on the other side of the canton. What can you tell me about Jabasha? Jabasha is a friend of mine, a Khajiit. He owns Jabasha's Rare Books, which has a wide selection of rare and obscure books. He has very passionate moral and political views, which he shares freely. As a result, he and his bookshop arouse strong feelings in some quarters. Okay. Okay, now let's just go. Come on.
I suppose I have a moment.
What is it, citizen?
Jubasha's rare books. Yes, thank you very much. We should be free from distraction here. Now, I said I'd tell you about the Nerevarine cult so you can report back to Caius. And I don't know of any 6th house cult, but I can tell you what I do know. First, let's readjust the camera because it seems to be bugged out. Okay. Now, what do you know about the Nerevarine cult? To understand the Nerevarine cult, you must understand the history of the Ashlanders. Nerevar means something very different to the Ashlanders from what he means to Dunmer of the Great Houses. You should also know about the persecution of the Nerevarine and the legacy of the false incarnate, for the Nerevarine cult is at the heart of the ancient conflict between the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Great House Dunmer. Here is a summary for Caius, but ask your questions and I'll answer them in detail. Actually, instead of asking questions, I think I will just read the summary he gave me. Anything you can tell me about the 6th house cult? I've never heard of such a thing. House Dagoth was the 6th house, but in the War of the First Council they betrayed the other great houses and were destroyed for their treason. But I've never heard of anyone worshipping them. Dagoth the ancient head of House Dagoth, is the devil of the tribunal faith, but I've never heard anyone worshipping him either. Okay? What can you tell me about the great houses? In modern times, Morrowind is ruled by 5 great houses: House Lalu, House Redoran, House Telvanni, House Indoril, and House Dress. Great Houses culture is partly defined by its roots in ancient Dunmer tribal clans, and partly by later imperial influences from other Western cultures. The Great Houses culture is only one of the native Dunmer cultures of Morrowind. The other native culture, the Ashlander culture, is a nomadic barbarian culture largely untouched by imperial influences. Okay, thank you. Let's take a quick look at these notes he gave us. The following are Leas Notes for Caius Casades. It's quite long, but we can take a quick look. The history of the Ashlanders and the Nerevarine cult. In the first era, barbaric Dunmer culture settled Dunmer clans, the Great Houses, and nomadic Dunmer tribes like the Ashlanders were roughly equal in numbers and wealth. Under the civilized peace of the Grand Council, and with the strong central authority of the Temple, the economic and military power of the settled Dunmer quickly outstripped that of the nomadic Dunmer. The nomadic Dunmer were marginalized into the poorest, most hostile land, and in particular into the Wardenfell wastes. For the Ashlanders, the return of a reincarnated Nerevar represents a longed-for and largely romanticized golden age of Nerevar's peace, when the nomadic tribes enjoyed equality with the settled Dunmer, and before the Dunmer people had for the most part abandoned traditional ancestor worship for the autocratic theocracy of the Tribunal Temple. The Nerevar of the Ashlanders. This is the story of Nerevar as an Ashlander might tell it. In ancient days, the Deep Elves and the great host of Outlanders from the west came to steal the land of the Dunmer. In that time, Nerevar was the great Khan and war leader of the house people, but he honored the ancient spirits and the tribal law, and became one of us. So, when Nerevar pledged upon his great ring of ancestors, one clan under Moon and Star, to honor the ways of spirits and rights of the land, All the tribes joined the house people to fight a great battle at Red Mountain. Okay, that's new information, actually. We didn't know that Ashlanders fought with the House Dunmer in the War of the First Council. Though many Dunmer tribesmen and housemen died at Red Mountain, the Dwemer were defeated and their evil magics were destroyed, and the Outlanders were driven from the land. But after this great victory, the power-hungry Khans of the great houses slew Nerevar in secret, and setting themselves up as gods, neglected Nerevar's promises to the tribes. Okay, that's interesting. So, according to these Ashlanders, Nerevar was actually killed by the current tribunal, who were his companions back then. But it is said that Nerevar will come again with his ring and cast down the false gods, and by the power of his ring will make good his promises to the tribes to honor the spirits and drive the outsiders from the land. I'm not sure how much Honoriel approves of the later part of that sentence, but we'll carry on. Persecution of the Nerevarine cult. In the tribunal temple regards the mysticism and prophecy of the Nerevarine cult as primitive superstition. The Ashlander ancestor cults, and the Nerevarine in particular, have always decried the worship of living Dunmer as abominations, suspecting the unnatural lifetimes of the tribunal to be signs of profane sorcery or necromancy. So yeah, they not only suspect the tribunal of killing Nerevar, but also think that their worship is heresy. Where was I? Oh, that's right, here. Though the authoritarian and intolerant temple priesthood has always been inclined to tolerate Ashlander ancestor cult practices, they have always threatened Nerevarine claimants with death or imprisonment, and while generally tolerant of various cult worships, the Imperial Commission of the Occupation outlaws cults hostile to the Emperor and the Empire, and threatens members of such cults with imprisonment or death. The ordinators are allowed a free hand when dealing with outlawed cults like the Nerevarine. Yes, we have heard about that, actually. Peakstar and other incarnates in the past. In the past, others have claimed to be the reincarnated Nerevar of prophecy. The most recent is known as Peakstar, the mysterious figure who has reportedly appeared and disappeared among the Waste tribes over the last 30 years. The temple notes that these false incarnates discredit the Nerevarine prophecies. Singularly and illogically, the Ashlanders acknowledge the history of false claimants, calling them failed incarnates. But they regard them as proof of the validity of the prophecies rather than a contradiction. Among the Nerevarine there is a fable of a cavern of the incarnates, where the spirits of the failed incarnates do dwell. The Nerevarine cult is a mystical cult, and it glorifies rather than shrinks from contradictions. That's interesting. So, I'm interested in hearing more about this Peakstar. Whoever that is, seems like an interesting character. And I'm not sure if it's a he or a she, but the name indicates that it's not even Dunmer. Maybe it's some other race from the west. Okay, so that's about it. from Hilea at the moment. And I think I will end this episode here, and when we return I will check out this bookstore here and speak with the owner, Jobasha. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.